Hey yo, what is up FPG fam? Further here and welcome back to another Aether Gazer video. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and showcase and go over my build on how I soloed the twin puppets. This is something I've been working on for a little bit now, so if you missed my last video, I'll go ahead and have it linked at the end of this one, where I went ahead and soloed, who was it? The three amigos. I went ahead and soloed them. And I think it was Chaos that went ahead and commented in that video to go ahead and solo the puppets next. I thought that was going to be a very interesting challenge because the puppets are ones that I do not like at all. I find them to be one of the most tedious and burdensome bosses to go up against. And this was in the past grudge, but it was a very, very fun challenge, but very frustrating at the same time because I was having a hard time doing it. I just found the build that got it done with Thor, and I couldn't be more proud and more excited about it. So I'm going to go ahead and showcase that build. I do hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you like what you see, and I would love to see you guys solo the twin puppets without Hades. That is a challenge that I am presenting to you guys. If you can solo them without Hades, you can pick any other modifier except Hades. I would be interested to see you guys go ahead and do that. Anyways, let's go over the build that I have right here. I'm still floored. I just recently got it done and I had to go and record this video. So the build, of course, is with Thor. I went with the yellow Aether code. This is what I come to find to be the most damaging DPS for me anyways when it comes to Thor. I love the red one. It gives you a lot of cool things, but the yellow one just is the DPS route for me. Stats are all going to be the same. Relatively everything's going to be the same, but you can see there are some changes here. So skill 3, this is going to be in reference to the warps. We'll get to that here in just a second. The other thing that I did go ahead and switch up was the signature functor. I threw another transcendence in here. So it went from tier 2 to tier 3. All that really did is give me an additional 3% on the attack here and another 3% down here. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it actually does make a difference, right? It truly makes a difference, but this isn't what did it for me. Let me go ahead and show you. Sigils are still the same. It came down to the warps right here. The warps, I went ahead and switched up. So originally I had it mapped out to be a very suited build for when you're running Osiris with Thor, because I had the Unfetter, and then I had some other things that were just very catered to that build and that team comp specifically. And when I stop doing these solo runs and I go back to running Thor with Osiris, I'm gonna go back to that warp. But I did have to switch it up for this one because there were things in there that were not needed and I was losing out on DPS, and I'll explain more when I go over the video that we're gonna see when we're doing the gameplay. I'll do the post commentary. There were things that I was missing. I needed more DPS because the issue with the twin puppets aren't that you can't get it done, you know, with DPS, because you can definitely take them out. It's not, that's not the issue. The issue is the time. It is time limited, and I think it's only like 3 minutes that you have to complete the boss. So that's what I was running into. I was running out of time. It's not that I was dying too much, and it's not that, you know, I couldn't get it completed. It was just time. That was the problem. So I needed something to alleviate that. I needed more DPS on my side. This is a very roundabout way of me saying this, but power up melee, that's going to remain the same. EM flux is remaining the same. Savage is what I went ahead and changed. So Savage I went ahead and put on because what I noticed is that I was consistently getting low HP when I was fighting this boss. I could dodge a lot of things, but I couldn't dodge everything with these twin little things running around. So I had to put Savage on, and this was a huge jump in DPS. You could see that whopping 72%. The lower the HP, the more non-dot damage. That was a very pivotal role. Also, skill 3, I went ahead and made this the max I could, and that's why you saw the level up on the skill 3, and I'll get into that here more in just a second. Executioner, I believe, is the same if I'm not mistaken, and then the other one I went with is kinetic mod. This is the warp build that got the job done, a whopping 45% when in modified mode. Now the reason why I did this, if we go over to the past grudge, let me go ahead and show you. So the reason why I did those warps in particular, I already talked about the lower HP one. I was getting to low HP already, so getting that whopping 72% was massive. But in this one in particular, with these bosses, when you're in 0 time or you trigger 0 time, you are able to do an additional, I think, 25% damage. Yeah, the enemy unit takes 30% more damage in 0 time. If not, it takes 25% less damage instead. So without 0 time, they're tanky. With 0 time, they take more damage. So what I notice is I can do more damage in 0 time, which you can proc with Thor, but I wanted to then also be able to do more damage in modified mode. So I went ahead and switched that to modified mode. So I'm doing damage outside of modified mode, and I'm doing even more damage in modified mode. So I'm getting the best of both worlds. You see where I'm coming from? I tried to 500 IQ play this one. So when I 0 time, I get more damage. And then when I go into modified mode, I get more damage. So I had to switch that warp up. That's why I switched to the modified mode one. Now the 0 time, let's talk about that. If you notice, and I'll point this out in the gameplay, every time I procced 0 time, I'm doing my biggest skill, which is my skill 3 that has the highest percentage multiplier on it. If I go back to my build, if I go over here and I go to skills, and this is why I leveled this one all the way up as much as I can. So as soon as I proc 0 time, I do the skill 3 right off the bat, or at least I try and have it ready to go every time I do the 0 time, because we get an additional 30%. I have this maxed out as much as I can, and I'm doing even more damage, and so I'm saving it for those specific scenarios. So you had to be a little more strategic when you're fighting these puppets and time everything the right way. So that was my thought process going into the build for the warps and how I went about the gameplay. And once again, I'll go ahead and showcase that here in just a moment. I also made sure to strategically place my ultimates in specific scenarios. So usually when the twins were bunched up is when I went ahead and did my ult, because I noticed when the twins are bunched up, they're going to go ahead and pop off all their attacks. They're both attacking at the same time. So it's very hard to dodge all of those and still get damage in, because you have to consistently do damage or else you're going to run out of time. So when they're bunched up, I do the ult, so I'm invul, so when they're attacking me, they can't do any damage. But not only that, furthermore, I have them both together. So then I'm hitting both of them at the same time. What you'll also notice is that a lot of times when you're attacking only one, you finish that one, you only have about a minute left, and the other one still has like 30 health bars. Very hard to knock down 30 health bars with like a minute left on the clock. So when they're bunched up together, that's the perfect time to do your ult. That's the perfect time to do your skill 3, where you can AoE and hit both of them at the same time. And that's what I try and do in that scenario. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into that gameplay. I know it was a lengthy explanation there, but let's go ahead and jump. I had to give you guys some context. Okay, here we go. So we're going to hop into the gameplay. I will be pausing it periodically. So right off the bat, what you want to go ahead and do... Oh, geez, pause. All right, so right off the bat, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is try and dodge towards them to go ahead and do your attacks. Unfortunately, I dodged backwards for whatever reason, but here comes the first puppet diving in at you. If you can time this dodge right here and get the 0 time, that is fantastic, because right now you have the traces, you go right into the skill 3, right into the follow-up here. You're already off to a great start. So that's how you want to start it off. And as you can see, they're flying around, they're going crazy, but we're swinging for the fences, and I'm trying to dodge and keep them at bay as much as possible. Once again, I'm going to take damage. There's nothing I can do about that. It is what it is. But I'm trying to dodge so that way I can not get hit. I see those rings coming in. Dodge, proc to 0 time, and you see right there, skill 3. Bam. Right in there. And you can see how much damage it's doing. Once again, trying to dodge and trying to make sure that I'm timing my Thunder Frenzy for the invul as much as possible so I don't take any damage. I'm immune. And there we go. I tried to, once again, they're bunched up, try to time it. I have the 0 time. Look at the damage. Melting health bars. So that's what I'm trying to do each and every time, trying to dodge perfectly. Not going to always happen. They're going to hit me, which is okay, right? We got the Savage, I believe it is, for the warp. So we want to whittle the health down just a little bit, but we got to be careful we're not all the way down. Keeping the dodges going up, but I don't want to use all my dodges. That's what you have to remember. Look, skill 3 ready. Bam. Right into now we're in modified mode. I know my ult's coming up here soon, and you can see that she's still hitting, right? Even when you're in modified mode, she's still swinging. So I invul right there with the ultimate, timing that as best as I possibly can, and trying to do as much damage as I can. Look, almost 3 mil right there. Big swing with the skill 3. I thought I'd just throw that out there. Dodging, making sure I'm not getting hit, moving, Don't have my skill 3 ready, but that's okay. We got the modified mode, so we're kind of safe here. Gonna go ahead and big swings. I missed the follow-up there, but that's okay because I saved it for the skill 3. I faked myself out. All right, we're gonna do big skill 2, big skill 1. All right, and then invul. Gonna go ahead and dodge. Gonna go ahead and ult, right? Now I'm against the clock. You see, it's almost a minute. I'm against the clock, so I just need to output as much damage as possible. Don't have my skill 3 follow-up. What a shame, but we're still here. We're still in it. Get the dodge. Get the dodge. And I'm saving my skill 3. Good dodge right there. Perfect. So we're going to do skill 1 into skill 3. Massive slam. Big damage. Big swing. Going for the fences. And we're going to go ahead and get all of that there. Make sure we follow up as well. Nice 2 mil. Oh, right off the bat, we're about to get hit. No, we're going to tank that. We're going to eat those hits because we're cooking. All right, right back in the modified mode. And we're going to go ahead and swing with 30 seconds left on the clock. 30 seconds left on the clock. That was a run. That was absolutely a run. We did what, about 31 mil in damage. So that was the run right there. And that was the build. So I challenge you, if you can go ahead and complete this without Hades, and if you can complete it over 30 seconds, so with more than 30 seconds on the clock, I would love to see that. You can DM me on Discord. I'll even react to it on a video if you're able to go ahead and do that. That would be phenomenal to see. And you have to showcase your whole build. You know, everything that you got on the modifier, triple S, you got an Omega, whatever the case may be. You got to showcase your warps, your sigils, everything, your stats. We got to see it. We got to see it all. And got to see the run in its entirety. Anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you liked what you saw today. I love these challenges, man. This is what makes Aether Gazer a lot of fun. If you can't tell in my voice, this is what makes the game so much fun to me. When you take on these challenges, you make it as difficult as you possibly can. If you want to see another solo challenge, I'll be more than happy to do it. Latin is going to be tough. I know some people are going to say Latin will be a tough one. I mean, I could definitely give it a try, but that one would be a tough but we'll see. Anyways, if you guys are still here, I appreciate you. We're on our way to 40K. I should have mentioned that earlier. If you want to help out, you can hit that sub button, join the FBG fam. I do greatly appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all next one. Bye, guys.